Hi guys, sorry I didn't really post last week. Posted it with some of my friends, paranormal that she had at her house. And I was hoping that you guys would give me some insight on what you were seeing there. Her grandma just passed and she received her remains and had part of them in her home, and strange things started happening. Her Roku TV was setting off, saying there was people in her home when no one was there, and I could see like a change in shadows in the room, and I was wondering if anybody else saw anything. But today we're going to talk about the 8 Claire senses. Okay, you have clairvoyance, which is clear seeing. Claircognizance, which is just clear knowing things. Clair, of course, means clear in French. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Clairsentience is a physical feeling. You're feeling them physically. Clairgenary is clear touching. Clairalliance is clear smelling. Gustance is clear tasting. And I was sick with the flu last week, so my nose is still nasally, making me sound a little congested. So I hope I'm clarifying everything for you. Okay, first we're going to talk about clairvoyance. That's clear seeing. And you receive extrasensory impressions and symbols in the form of mental images, like a dream, through your mind's eye, your third eye. Or if you can use your imagination, that's the same. You're seeing it like that. You can see like mental images or mini movies that flash into your vision. You may be able to see colors of the energy fields of people, their aura, or around people, plants, animals. You may have a if you're a visual person, you can visualize solutions to problems. You have a great sense of direction, or very good with visual problems. Rearranging furniture or loading and arranging the items in the dishwasher. A clairvoyant may have the ability to see the future, precognition, to clarify and eliminate the present most common, and see the past, postcognition. Okay, so talk a little bit more about clairvoyance. That's where you can see. I mean, basically, is what it means. You can see. Trying to get my notes together here. It's the ability to see future life events sometimes. Not always in the future. Sometimes it's from the past. If you're communicating with someone with from a loved one that's coming in to speak to them, they may share memories from the past or show you things that this person would know about. You may see if someone's auras, the colors around them. Premonitions, either in the spirit or the physical world. Sometimes you can dream about premonitions. Sometimes you visualize it. You can analyze body language, see right through people, especially if they're lying. Have a vivid or prophetic dreams, and can see orbs or spirits. Prefers face-to-face contact, usually with clairvoyance. Is often visually creative and can easily remember faces and details in their surroundings. I am better at remembering faces and names, that's for sure. Okay, that's the first one. And then we're going to get to claircognizance. the cognizance. Sorry, my mouth does not want to speak properly tonight. This is clear knowing. They give you information. This is something that I've always had, but I didn't even realize I had, that I just knew things and never question it. Just, I would be given information, especially like on a good night's sleep. Like if I had a problem, if I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning and have a solution to the problem. And I didn't realize, I don't know, I just thought it was natural. And someone once asked me that I worked with how I knew that, and it never dawned on me. I said, I don't know, I just knew it. The information, it just came. But it's something that I always did, and I thought everybody could do it, but apparently not. So, it's when you just suddenly know something to be true. Even though you didn't see it, hear it, or feel it, you just know it. It's like a stroke of instant insight, or like you get a download of information that needs no processing or interpretation. You just know it. It can be experienced as a nagging idea or unrelenting thought, much like the persistent awareness of someone that is lying to you when you have no physical evidence of it, but you know they're lying. You can just feel the energy from them, like you just know. A lot of people confuse claircognizance with clear empathy. That's clear emotion, or clear sentence, which is physical feeling, because their knowing is quickly followed by either a personal, emotional, or physical reaction to the insight. Every time when you pay attention to how the insight comes into your awareness, you will distinguish the difference. Okay, so now we're talking about claircognizance. It's the feeling of knowing without any physical evidence or proof. Often there's a feeling of certainty about a situation or person, or feelings of deja vu. You just know the information and you trust it because you've probably received this information all your life since you were a kid and didn't really realize it. Sometimes you have deja vu. You receive sudden insights about the past, present, or the future. Others, often, you know things that are going on, and you share information about topics that you know little about, but you just know the information. You're in time with your spirit guides or your higher self. You're communicating, and you just trust them. You don't even, not even a second thought after so long of doing it. If you're analytical, good in understanding abstract problems. Although we probably all have a combination of these spiritual gifts, there is one that stands out the strongest to us. Claircognizance and clairsentience are usually the most common spiritual senses. However, here are a few exercises. Well, we're getting to that. If you think you're clairvoyant, here's a little exercise for you. Close your eyes and begin visualizing your body and what it looks like in its current state. If you're lying down, what does it look like? If you're sitting up, what does it look like? Pay attention to the details, from the clothes you're wearing to the expression that is on your face. Try to picture your body there in the space. If you're able to do this clearly and easily with attention to detail, there's a good chance you have a strong clairvoyant ability. Okay? Claircognizant. Let me see the exercise for that one. Okay, if you think you're a claircognizant, take a pen and paper. I'm going to try to give you exercises for each one of these to determine. Take a pen and paper and ask your higher self for guidance on a specific question. Write down whatever thoughts you're receiving and try to keep your mind out of the picture. Try not to stop writing. Even if you lose connection, keep practicing, and eventually you will allow your claircognizance to take over. If you find this exercise easy to receive a message, chances are you have a strong claircognizance ability. And deciphering which spiritual sense is your strongest can help you time and time strengthen your intuition more. Our senses are very powerful, and when these spiritual gifts are nurtured and used along with our physical gifts, we can begin to look at the world in a whole new light. Next one is clairaudience. Clairaudience is clear hearing. That's when you can hear the voices. You don't see the bodies. You just hear. And it's not always from. It's not like from hearing someone talk to you, although it can be. 99 probably percent of the time it's internally you hear it. Okay. If you're clairaudient, you're able to perceive sounds, words, or noise from a spiritual realm. Someone is clairaudient if they mainly receive their intuitive information from their inner or outer hearing. So you can hear it inner or outer. Yes, we are talking about hearing voices neither outside of yourself or in your head. An example of this is that you're driving to work and suddenly you hear, "Take the next exit." There's no one in the vehicle with you. However, the message was clear and seemed to come from outside of yourself. You take the next exit instead of driving your usual route. When you arrive at work, you learn you avoided a 5-car pileup, which would have made you miles and probably miss a very important meeting. You might lean towards clairaudience if you are naturally attuned to sounds, tones, rhythm, and music. If you sing, play music. Have an easy time remembering voices, or can easily hear it in someone's voice when they are lying to you. You are tuned to clairaudience, clear hearing. Clairaudience, which means clear hearing, is the ability to perceive sounds or words from outside sources in the spirit world. Psychics are also clairaudient, hear voices, sounds, or music that are not audible to the normal ear. They receive these messages mentally or within their ears. Most often, psychics have their ability in tandem with clairvoyance. As with clairvoyance, many people have the ability without consciously realizing it. It is similar to that of someone repeating prior conversations or phrases of the past within his own mind. In some places, the conversations are actually audible in the physical ears. Okay. Okay, so clear empathy. Everything on that here. Clairaudience, clairvoyance. Okay, we're checking, double checking, and triple checking. So, clear empathy. You clear emotional feelings. You have clear empathy if you sense other people's emotions, thoughts, and symptoms. It is the awareness and perception of emotional energy. You don't necessarily experience the feeling in your body, but you're aware of the feeling. You think of Troy from Star Trek, The Next Generation. She can sense other people's emotions. Ever walk into a room after a couple was arguing and sense the anger and the hurt in the room? If so, you're clear empathetic. Empaths need self-care and psychic protection techniques to successfully manage their empathetic nature and shield themselves from energetic overload. A skilled empath knows how to maintain spiritual boundaries, replenish energy, and clear unwanted negative energy from their auric field. The difference between clear empathy and clairsentience is that empaths sense the emotions, whereas sentients experience the emotions. Empaths sense the energy, but sentients feel the energy. So clear empathy. And you have to be careful when you're reading someone, or if someone's had drama, tragedy in their life, and you feel empathetic towards them, you have to be careful not to take their emotions with you, because sometimes you can pick that up from them and carry it with you, and then you get really depressed or heartbroken, and you don't even realize why. So you have to kind of brush all that away from you, protect yourself, ask the archangels before you read someone to protect you. I always call upon Archangel Michael, and I've talked about the archangels earlier, so a little bit, just touch base with them. I need to get more into that, I suppose. Okay, now we're going to talk about clairsentience. Clairsentience is a physical feeling. Clairsentient is a physical experience in the body. You have a gut feeling, or something doesn't feel right, and you experience it as a physical sensation in your body. You get that gut feeling. Everybody gets a gut feeling every now and then, because sometimes you're in a situation, you're just saying, boom, they're going to hit you in the stomach, and make sure you understand you're not supposed to be in that situation. Get out of it immediately. Clairsentients feel, not just sense, the experience of other people's emotions, ailments, and injuries. They also feel the physical and emotional pain of a land or a place where tragic events have occurred, such as fear, jealousy, insecurity, hatred, and pain. An example of this could be a gifted psychic medium gets an upset stomach when negative entities are nearby, or pestering one of her clients. I have that happen occasionally. If it's negative, then I know it's coming, and I try to either cancel that appointment or use extra protection. The difference between clear empathy and clairsentience is that empaths sense the emotion, whereas sentients experience the emotion. Empaths sense the energy, but sentients feel the energy. So there's a real fine line between clairsentience and clear empathy. So clairsentience means clear sensing and the ability to feel the present, past, and the future physical and emotional states of others. Without the use of the normal five senses, psychics who are clairsentient are able to retrieve information from houses, public buildings, and outside areas. It is also one of the abilities used in aura sensing and psychometry. Many people have this ability without consciously realizing it. They are the individuals who talk about getting a gut feeling, good or bad, when looking at purchase a home or just entering a building. They might pass an internal judgment of an individual when they meet them. You feel like, oh, this person's got a lot of negative energy, and you back away from them. You don't want to be involved with them, and you know that. So that's a pretty neat feeling to have, be able to tell that. And sometimes you don't really realize until you have a really strong one come at you, and they're like, oh, that energy is so negative. Why do I feel like this person feels so ooky to me? They're just yuck. So, and then you have clear tangency, which is clear touching. If you have the ability to perceive facts about an event or a person by contact with or proximity to the object or person, this is commonly known as psychometry. You may be clairaudient if you quickly gain formerly unknown insights when you hold someone's watch, touch their hand, when you pick up an old antique at a flea market, or touch an old building. It's a unique a clairvoyant medium uses spirit board to gather insight, while a psychometry uses an object or person to dial into that insight. The insight through either method may come through in mental images, clairvoyance, sound, clairaudience, emotion, or physical sensation. Sometimes I can read pictures and I can tell a lot about that person. Um, it's good to explore all of this, the clairs, and you can strengthen. I mean, because you probably have more than one, honestly, and it doesn't hurt to strengthen the other ones. Then you have clairalience, which is clear smelling. For those with clear smelling insights come through the perception of a smell, such as smelling a fragrance or odor or a substance, person, or place or animal that is not in your immediate surroundings. These odors perceived without the use of your physical nose. Other names for this are clairscent and clairsentency. For example, the ability if you're cleaning the house when all of a sudden you get a strong smell of perfume that your grandmother used to wear. Your grandmother's reaching out from the spirit world to communicate with you. Everywhere you go, you keep smelling lilacs. Lilacs are your mom's favorite flower. It's a nudge to call from your mom as you may need your support right now. Experiencing sense might trigger the other senses to see, hear, or feel what a spirit is trying to communicate. So that's pretty cool. That happens occasionally for me. I used to do a lot of paranormal investigations, and a lot of times I'd smell different things. Like flowers was a big one. I'd smell roses or something flowery, floral smells. Or one place we were at, I smelled hot dogs, which I thought was kind of funny. Because it was I don't remember what it was. It was old school, I believe. So maybe they had them there sometime or another. Okay, but anyway, so now we're getting into Claire Augustus. And this is a clear tasting. You receive psychic information through the sense of taste without having any physical source of that taste in your mouth. Sometimes report tasting a favorite food or a drink from a loved one who has passed away. Others report that when they are problem solving, they receive helpful information through an extrasensory taste in their mouths. For instance, police detectives, sometimes investigating crimes, get an unexplained taste in their mouth, such as blood or a certain chemical that reacts to a specific kind of drug, which gives them the guidance they need to find out what really happened. Isn't that pretty cool, huh? Okay. Psychometry. I don't know, I'm having such a hard time saying that today. It's also known as psychometrics or token object reading. Is derived from the Greek word psyche, meaning mind or soul, and metron, meaning measure. It was named for the science invented by American physician and professor of psychology Joseph Rhodes Buchanan in the 1840s. During a psychometry reading, a psychic is able to pick up impressions, visions, thoughts, or events related to someone just by holding an object jewelry, photographs. I used to do classes here, and we explored all of these things, and it's really cool because sometimes you find out you're pretty good at reading things that you didn't know that you could do. So we're going to talk about your intuition. Your intuition is an act of knowing immediately about something that you have no way of knowing about. Um, and then you can have like an intuitive coach, and this is a coach that intuitively knows what to do. You know the information on how to handle a situation. ESP is extrasensory perception. It's telepathy, precognition, clairvoyance, awareness of information about events. ESP is like reading minds. That's another way to say that. A psychic reader is someone that comes from the Greek word psychosis, meaning of the soul and psychic. It refers to the ability to see or perceive things that most people did not perceive through their five senses. This ability is often referred to as extrasensory perception, ESP. It can also be seen as something that is immaterial or of a spiritual nature. Psychic and other intuitive readings bring advice, guidance, and clarity. Card readers are usually very intuitive and can give you information. And the longer they do it, the more connected they are to their spirit guides. And this just connection over the years. As using your intuition a lot. And then sometimes you get information from loved ones. Then they have the medical intuitive. This is a person that can tell that you're ill or that something's happening in your body that you need to work on and opening it up. I have an uncanny sense. I can feel cancer. I feel it as knots in your body or a mass in your body. We used to have healing sessions here. It was a lot of fun. We just brought in strangers and we each worked on them. Sometimes we'd get information from their loved ones and pass to them as we were healing them, or we would tell them things that we saw medically not aligned, or if their chakras were needed to be aligned, which would cause health issues as well. There's all different kinds of spiritual work, medical intuitive, a medium. A medium connects with your loved ones from the other side. Palm reading, palmistry, that's about a psychic reading. That's using your intuition, but being able to read the palms and know what the lines mean. I've tried to practice that, and I'm absolutely horrible at it. Just didn't click for me. So if it doesn't click, it's not for you. Tea leaf reading. I have the teacups, and we've done that a few times. It was interesting, but nothing that I really felt clicked for me. And then there's astrology. And Lord knows I cannot keep up with astrology. It's so many places in your birth chart. But I do like knowing my own. It's pretty cool. I love the North Node, South Node, what you come here to do, what you came here knowing. And let me see what I haven't went over yet. Telekinesis. As a movement of objects from one place to another without any form of physical contact. It's reshaping objects using one's own mental energies, such as bending a spoon, or a small metal object by focusing on it or holding it. The term psychokinesis comes from the Greek word psyche, meaning mind or soul, and kinesis meaning distant movement. This is something I cannot do. It would be really cool. I always thought, since I was a kid, I thought that was really cool. Then you have telepathy, and that's direct communication from two living beings on a level that is void of written or verbal communication. You just know what the other one's thinking. You're passing messages back and forth. When you're together with someone for a really long time, I feel like you develop this with them a little bit. I'm not saying it's like crazy and you know every thought they're thinking, but you learn people and how they think. So I think that's someone that's been around you forever. Married 30 years or whatever. But some people are gifted that ability, and I think that's cool. I don't think I've ever really met anyone that was could do telepathy just by, sitting down with you. It's kind of cool if they could. I'd like to meet you if you are. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this session of learning about your clairs. And I'm going to hopefully get some meditations going soon and post them for you. And I'm going to talk about spirit guides soon. That's probably going to be my next session. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. And I'll be popping on, doing some lives on my groups on Facebook this weekend, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe this evening. Who knows? But sometime this weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.